Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Sixth Sense, starring Bruce Willis, Toni Collette, Olivia Williams, and Haley Joel Osment, and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, I'm coming into this movie as half the liker, half the hater. It'll depend when the weeks go by, but let's just get into this movie. But before I do this, I want to just say it now. I didn't see it in theaters because I was a little bit too young at 9, 10 years old whenever this movie came out. So I ended up seeing it eventually when it first came out on home viewing on video. And what did I think of it then? I thought it was freaky. What do I think of it now? Let's get into it. Dr. Malcolm Crowe, played by Bruce Willis, and his wife Anna, played by Olivia Williams, have an intruder in their home named Vincent Gray, played by Donnie Wahlberg. And I really like Bruce Willis's character's arc throughout the movie, and have seen him in a handful of things. And I'm going to name 2 movies with this as part of his best work, and the other 2 movies is both movies I'm going to review eventually. And I've reviewed Olivia Williams before in a Wes Anderson film. And you want to know what it is? And I've also reviewed Donnie Wahlberg before in this particular movie, for example. But their acting in this movie is just brilliant to watch. Vincent shoots Malcolm and himself, and Shyamalan moves the camera from the audience, seeing Vincent blowing his brains out, because then we wouldn't get that PG-13 rating, as Malcolm lies there with his wife in his hands, which is a good choice by Shyamalan in my opinion. The next fall, is what the movie says, Malcolm meets with Cole Sear, played by Haley Joel Osment, with one of his best performances, and hell, Spielberg can't top what Shyamalan did with this particular movie, for example. And that's great acting by someone who's supposed to be 8 years old, and Shyamalan directed him very well, in my opinion. Cole's mother, Lynn, played by Toni Collette, does a great job as a mother, and she might have done the same thing with this particular movie I haven't seen, but yet I don't know if I will see it unless if it's nominated for an Oscar. That movie is. But she may be the weakest character I might like in this movie, in my opinion. A kid who picks on Cole and has been in a commercial in this movie's world, I should say, named Tommy Tomissimo. Forgive me if I said that wrong. Played by Trevor Morgan, who I've seen in these couple of movies, and one of them I reviewed before. And which one of the 2 did I review him in? Jurassic Park 3 is the one, I should say. And I like the character for a kid who bullies around our protagonist. The first half of the movie can get a little boring until we get to some kid's birthday, which is when we get the scariest moments of the movie. And Shyamalan does that very well to keep you in suspense. I think I'm going to just give him a clap for that. Sorry, folks, but I'm going to do it. Cole says to the classroom how the building was built by dead bodies and calls his teacher a Stutterick Stanley, and shouts it and scares the living hell out of his classmates. And honestly, it scares the crap out of me when the kid yells and acts violent around teachers. And the other students and pulls off an episode like that, and Shyamalan scares people very well in the early days, I should say. Cole sees a balloon at a birthday party and hears a voice, and Tommy and another kid named Darren, I think that was his birthday party if I'm not mistaken, locks him in the closet, and that's when the scariness of this movie begins. And this is frightening. At the hospital, we get an M. Night cameo. Yeah, M. Night's right there in the doctor's office. And Malcolm sees Cole, and Cole tells Malcolm his secret while telling a bedtime story, Malcolm is. And Cole's secret is the line of the movie, and I'm going to just say it quietly. Hold on. I see dead people. And the way Haley Joel Osment says it is absolutely perfect. And that's why sometimes people quote that line and it still haunts us to this day. I love that line. Cole sees the dead people all over with the audience at his own house, at his school, after a play at his school. Those are very frightening scenes with very good acting by Osment. And the fear look on his face is just very iconic. Same with the kid who shot the back of his own head with his father's gun. That's just a vision, by the way, folks. Again, very scary as a vision for Cole to see. At an 8-year-old child, that's very traumatizing to death. Poor kid. Cole goes to a funeral of a little girl named Kira and tells the father of Kira on the video cassette that shows the mother of Kira keeping her sick. So it says Cole is now a ghost whisperer and talks to ghosts and to help them save their families and cure them, and tells his mother about his secret of how he sees ghosts and communicates with his grandmother, and sees how Lynn danced when she was younger. And that was a very heartwarming scene. Malcolm finds out he's a ghost earlier in the film when he talks with Anna and his finger no longer holds the ring. And I really enjoyed that twist ending, that he died earlier in the film and communicated as a ghost. Just brilliant! Just good twist ending there, M. Night, until we get to your later films, I'll say. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 8.4 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie, and the performances of the actors are just outstanding. That twist ending was just a brilliant ending, and M. Night Shyamalan does a great job with this suspenseful psychological thriller feeling in this movie. It's like he does it very well in 3 movies, and, well, we'll get there when we get to The Village. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I'll be back with Unbreakable, one of the movies that we're leading up to. And until next time, I see dead people.